Hello and welcome to this new tutorial. In this one, again, a quick and easy one, we're gonna add the EOS token, the end of string, to the end of every answer. So as you might guess, we're gonna loop over all the answers in our clean answers list. We're gonna get back to the original clean answers list, which is the list of all the answers but that we cleaned one by one. And to each of these answers, we're gonna add this EOS string. All right, so let's do this. Well, since we already have the clean answers, it is already existing, we don't need to introduce anything here as we used to do before. We can directly start the loop. And so I'm starting here with for, and now we need to choose a loop variable. So we're gonna simply loop over all the indexes of the clean answers list. Let's have a look at it again. Clean answers list is right here. So yes. And as you can see, this is just a list of cleaned answers that we can get with the index here. Index going from 0 to the length of this clean answers list. So we're gonna choose an arbitrary index I for the loop variable that will go through all these indexes. All right, so let's do this. For I in range, and in parentheses, we need to input the length of this clean answers list. So I'm taking len clean underscore answers list, which corresponds to the number of elements of this clean answers list. And therefore we will go through all the answers one by one. And for each of them, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to add in the end, the end of string token. So let's do this. To get these answers, we simply need to take our clean answers list, then get the ith index, which is the index we're dealing with right now in the loop of the answer, and clean answers I will give us directly the answer. And so what do we need to do with that answer? Well, we need to add the end of string token at the end of it. And the trick to do that, it's like an incrementation. We can add a plus here, plus equals, because clean answers I plus equals actually means clean answers I equals clean answers I plus something. And this something coming after the plus is going to be, of course, the end of string token. So I'm adding some double quotes here because this end of string token has to be input in double quote. That's when we do an addition operation between the elements of a list. So quotes here, let's not forget them. And then we need to add the end of string. However, be careful to make that separation between the last word of the answer and this end of string token. We need to separate them by a space. And therefore, I just added a space here, and then we can add the token EOS. All right, perfect. And that's it, the loop is done. So that was pretty easy. And I remind that we are doing this because the end of string token is needed at the end of the decoding layers of the sec2sec model. We have to specify the end of the answer in the decoding part by this end of string token. And that's why it's important to add it in the end as we just did. All right, so great. Let's execute this. Execute. There we go. Perfect. Now let's check that it is right here in the clean answers list. Yes. All right. So I'm going to expand this. And there we go. It is at the end of every answer in the clean answers list. And as you can see, it was necessary to add the space here so that it can clearly distinguish the last word and the end of string token. Otherwise, it would confuse this, for example, do EOS with one same token. So now we understand better the space. All right, so perfect. That's another step done. So now what do we need to do left? Well, we have 2 remaining steps in the data preprocessing. I'm pretty excited to be almost done with it, because this is not the funniest part, but we're almost done. And actually these last 2 steps will be easy. The first one will be to remove all the non-frequent words, that is the 5% least frequent words, from all the questions in the clean questions list and the answers in the clean answers list. We need to do that. Besides, we will need to do a last conversion to convert all these cleaned and filtered questions and answers to integers. That will be our last needed conversion. And why do we need to make that conversion? That's because in the end, which is our final step, we will sort the questions and the answers by the length of the questions. And this is very important to do for the training to improve it, make it shorter, and optimize it. So we will do these last two steps in the next two tutorials, and until then, enjoy Deep NLP.